subscribe and leave a comment below. r/AskReddit. What is something other people do that bothers you? Tell me what to do when I'm already doing it. Asking you a yes/no question, then acting offended when you say no. Edit. Holy shit, I wasn't expecting to be so relatable. It was awfully confusing that things were yes/no questions as a kid but actually were not. Then later claimed I didn't have to if I didn't want it, but if I complained I didn't want to it was actually mandatory. It made no sense. People who shove plastic bottles in bushes. Are you talking about those that jam their music loudly in public? Bring others down to make themselves look good. Putin, is that you? When people talk obsessively about themselves, have you ever been trapped in a convo where the person just non-stop talks about themselves? It's not a conversation. It's glorified campaign boost for the other person. I hate that. Or when in a convo with someone, they talk and the minute you say anything, they completely ignore it and or find someone else to talk at. Assuming they are right without any evidence reason to believe they are right except them being the ones that said it. And then just not listening to any new evidence reasons. Edit. And not be willing to change viewpoints. Cut people off while driving and fail to use their turning signal. Not only is it dangerous and increases the chance of an accident, but it also requires very little effort to not do. I hate it when they cut you off then slow down. My roommate did this with my car and car stereo. I let him drive once and forbade him from using my car ever again. I would have let him use it when I wasn't using it if he didn't speed, hit the curb, and blow out one speaker. He's a jackass. My cousin is litters constantly. In the car she'll throw stuff out the window. If on foot she'll just drop it. She's an Instagram model and she'll make her brother stand up in front of an entire restaurant to take pictures of her. I hate people. Talk behind people's backs and take out their problems on people who've done nothing wrong. People talk bad about each other all the time at my work. It makes it so uncomfortable to try to be pleasant and social because I feel like I can't trust anyone. The sounds, the teeth sucking, the tongue slapping, just shoot me. Bully, making someone feel bad about themselves. It doesn't benefit the bully in any way and I fail to understand why people do it. People usually bully because making someone feel bad makes them feel good, as if they're not worth nothing, since the bully is worth less than them, usually a result of trauma, abuse, neglect or being bullied themselves, either in the past or at the moment. Drive in the left lane and go below the speed limit. It's the worst when they're in the left lane and no one is in the right lane, like get TF over. Not putting shopping carts back. The worst is when they are left smack dab in a parking space. Right. Why make someone else's life harder when you could not exist? Hey man. It's not my fault. It's because I think. Therefore I have to. Where they're ducking masks under their noses. Just as pointless as having your dong hang out of your underwear. Capitalize every word in their sentence like this. Still better than a hand clap between each word. Walking in massive groups on sidewalks and jogging paths. I get that you wanted to walk together as a whole group, but please understand people are behind you trying to get by. Yeah, and they're oblivious to anyone behind them too. Licking their finger before handing a paper to me from a stack or before counting out money to me. That's just nasty. How else will they taste the souls of the trees? Not washing your hands after using a public bathroom really bugs the shit out of me, especially in places where we touch a lot of things. Casino, hotel, restaurant. Walk slow when I can't go around them. It's great that you don't have anywhere to be, but I do. Yep, all those groups of 3-4 friends walking beside each other slowly down the path and blocking a 2-meter wide area. This is not your damn walkway. Others need to use it and have places to be. Get aggressive over other people's opinions. Discussion is fine, but don't clog my Reddit DMs PLZ. What kind of opinions are people DMing you about? I've made a lot of opinionated comments that got downvoted to hell, but almost no one ever DMs me about them. Replying all unnecessarily on emails. I don't need to know that you received the schedule for the week. Cheryl, I don't need to hear you congrats on Megan from another department who I've never even met's minor promotion. I get well over 30 unnecessary emails from this a day. People who think they're better than everyone else and that their opinion matters more than yours. When you politely remind them about something they need to do, they blow up at you and proceed to forget about the thing they needed to do. I don't like when people spit in front of me. Spit grosses me out outside of sexual stuff. Eating loudly. Nyom 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 slurp nyam hhhh. They say it's a polite thing to do when eating ramen in Japan and a cultural thing in some parts of China. But it's still goddamn annoying. I can't stand when people say, "Excuse you." Edit to clarify, when accidentally colliding with someone or getting too close. In my own personal experience, these individuals are never seen taking responsibility for their own invasions of other people's personal space and seem to never use "excuse me" instead. Do their parents teach them this? I don't usually see it in isolated incidents, but serially as if they don't even know the proper phrase. I've made up my mind next time I get, "You should watch where you're going. You should put a dong in your mouth and see what happens." Last time I got it was definitely not deserved, so duck that. Not covering their mouth when they cough or sneeze. Mother duckers that sound like a humpback whale exhaling through their blowhole every damn time they take a drink. Assuming what I'm going to say and interrupt me before I'm even halfway through my sentence. Chew loudly with their mouth open. Picking arguments over dumb things or being contrary just for the sake of it, like flat earthers or anti-vaxxers. Leave a mess after eating in a public place or even in private. Clean up after yourself. People who get up extremely early in the morning by choice, then get an attitude like everyone who's still sleeping is a lazy, unmotivated sloth. Remain ignorant. I can't stand it. It doesn't matter what it is. If they stop educating themselves, I'll lose a massive deal of respect for them. Learn. Continue to learn. Always learn as much as you can. Please. Putting something back on the wrong shelf at the grocery store. Please don't ever do that. Putting refrigerated or frozen foods on a non-refrigerated shelf. Thanks for ruining the food, you idiot. Let their kids run wild and disrupt everyone else because you can't be bothered to tell them no. Bully and make comments to other people in public because they are different to them. Leave them the hell alone. They're not bothering anyone. Why does their sexuality, gender, dress sense etc. bother you so much? It makes me so angry. Post videos of themselves friends helping homeless people. You don't need to film it. Just be a good person. Talk over me while I'm mid-sentence. It's so ducking disrespectful. Everyone deserves a chance to express themselves. Not think. Chomping food noises. Tell me details about other people's sex lives and or / trauma when it's not important in some way about the people actually having the conversation. It's none of my goddamn business. I don't want to know, and you shouldn't be spreading this stuff around without their go ahead. Also, sticking an iPhone in front of their kid in a relatively quiet area with the volume high. Either they give the child some ducking earphones or, better yet, actually interact with them. Agree to things and then cancel, don't respond at the last minute. Honestly, I used to be pretty flaky myself, but I hated how guilty I felt after abruptly canceling. There's a sentiment that true friends will still be your friends even if you have other commitments, but that shouldn't be the mantra when if someone does something like this constantly and doesn't put effort into your mutual commitment to something. Entitlement. Hypocritical behavior. When they purposefully antagonize you, like playfully disagreeing with everything, mishearing things, etc. to irritate you. Once you're irritated they get all defensive like that wasn't the whole point. Don't forget to subscribe and share your story in the comment.